Today, we are diving into 7 hacking tools that, honestly, every AI developer should have in their arsenal. We're going to cover everything from super cheap DIY gadgets all the way up to some serious pro-level hardware.
And hey, before we get into it, if you like what you see, do me a solid and smash those like and subscribe buttons for @BrandTechOff. It's right there just below. It helps a ton. Okay, let's frame this up.
So, just think about this for a second. You've built this amazing AI, right? It can write its own code, it can analyze mountains of data, maybe it's even killing it in the stock market. But what if I told you all that genius-level software could be completely sidestepped by someone with a $30 gadget they bought online? That's the world we're exploring today, the physical and wireless weak spots that can bring even the most brilliant AI to its knees.
So where do we start this whole journey? We're starting right here, level 1. This is your starter kit. This is the absolute cheapest, easiest way to get your hands dirty and really understand how these attacks work out in the wild. You know, for less than $30, you can build your entire foundational toolkit. Seriously. First up, you grab a Kali Linux bootable USB. Kali is this free operating system that's just jam-packed with security tools. And the live boot part? That means you can plug it into pretty much any computer and run it without installing anything. Boom, you've got an instant pen testing station. Then we have the DIY bad USB. And this is where things get kind of creepy. See, this thing pretends it's just a normal keyboard. But the second you plug it in, it can inject thousands of keystrokes a second to run malicious commands. It could steal your trained AI model, or worse, poison your dataset without you even knowing. What's so crucial here is the lesson it teaches you. The security of your AI isn't just about software firewalls and fancy encryption. It's about who can physically touch the machine. A single, unguarded USB port can be a wide-open door for a total system takeover. The price to learn this lesson is almost nothing, but understanding these attack vectors, man, that's priceless. Okay, let's level up. We're moving on from physical ports and stepping into the unseen world of wireless networks. This is the invisible battlefield where so many of our AI and IoT devices operate. And trust me, it is a massive attack surface. So here, we're looking at 2 totally different ways of thinking. On one hand, you've got the Alpha Wi-Fi adapter. This is your professional listener. See, your laptop's built-in Wi-Fi card is kinda deaf. It can't go into monitor mode, which is basically like giving it Wi-Fi superpowers, letting you see all the data flying through the air, not just your own. It also lets you do packet injection, which is like crafting and sending your own little data messages to see how a network reacts. Then you've got the Deauthor Watch. This thing is all about chaos. It's an active disruption tool. It can blast out deauthentication packets and just kick devices off a network. It's a powerful denial-of-service attack that literally fits on your wrist.
And this brings up a really critical point. You have to understand the limits of the networks you're using. So many common smart devices, think Ring doorbells for example, they all operate on that super crowded 2.4 GHz frequency. Well, a cheap little gadget like the Deauthor can just flood that frequency with noise, making a security camera go completely blind while someone strolls up and grabs a package. It's the perfect example of why the wireless environment itself is a huge part of securing any connected AI system.
Okay, before we get to the final boss, we gotta talk about a special feature, a legendary item drop, if you will. If the tools we've seen so far are like individual swords or shields, this next one is the ultimate gadget. It unlocks a whole bunch of abilities all at once. Yeah, you probably guessed it. I'm talking about the Flipper Zero.
The source material calls it the Swiss Army knife of hacking things, and I can't think of a better way to put it. Look, it's not going to do any one job better than a specialized tool, but it does a ton of different things pretty darn well. And it fits in your pocket. As a tool for learning and testing, it is absolutely incredible.
So let's do a quick power-up montage. Ability unlocked, sub-gigahertz attacks. This is the frequency for simple stuff like your garage door opener or the gate to your neighborhood. The Flipper can listen to that signal, save it, and play it back. Just like that. Access granted.
Next, ability unlocked RFID and NFC. We're talking about the tech inside your work keycard that gets you into the office. The Flipper can read those, it can save them, and it can pretend to be them. All of a sudden, securing your server rooms and dev labs is a whole different challenge. And finally, it starts combining its powers. It can do that bad USB attack we talked about, but here's the kicker. It can do it over Bluetooth. You don't even need to physically plug it in anymore. You just have to be close by. This is a huge step up in the threat level. All right, it's time. Welcome to the boss level. We've gone from cheap DIY kits to a pocket-sized multi-tool.
Now, we're stepping into the world of professional-grade equipment. The kind of stuff designed for one thing and one thing only, completely mastering and auditing wireless networks.
Say hello to the Wi-Fi Pineapple. This is not a toy. This is a dedicated penetration testing platform. Its entire reason for existing is to let you audit networks by running a whole suite of sophisticated attacks so you can find the holes and patch them before the real bad guys do.
And this is what professional grade really means. The Pineapple can launch evil twin attacks, where it creates a perfect clone of a Wi-Fi network you trust to trick you into connecting to it. It can set up captive portals, those fake login pages you see at hotels or airports, to steal credentials. It can even capture WPA password handshakes. That's the encrypted chatter when you connect to a network, so you can try to crack the password offline. For any AI developer whose models might connect to a corporate or public Wi-Fi, understanding these kinds of man-in-the-middle attacks is absolutely non-negotiable.
So, we've looked at the whole arsenal, from the super simple to the seriously complex. But here's the thing. The tools themselves, they're not really the point. The real point is the mindset they give you. So let's talk about your next mission, how you take this knowledge and use it to build a more secure future.
So where do you even begin? First, start small. Grab a cheap USB drive, put Kali Linux on it, and just play. Exploring the tools is a huge first step. Second, set up a home lab. Get some old routers or devices, put them on their own network, and just try to break stuff. Figuring out why it broke is where the real learning kicks in. Third, and this is the big one, you have to start thinking like an attacker. Every single tool we've talked about forces you to look at your own projects from the other side. And finally, you take all that knowledge and you build stronger, more resilient systems. Because now you'll truly understand why locking down a physical USB port is just as important as writing secure code.
And that pretty much brings us to the end. You've seen the toolkit, you understand the mindset, so the real question is, what are you going to do about it? I'll leave you with this final thought. What's the very first vulnerability you're going to go out and test in your own environment? Drop your answer in the comments below. Stay curious,